Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. In today's video, we're going to be discussing, once again, the Weasley family, as well as the French quarter-veela Fleur Delacour, Bill Weasley's bride. More specifically, however, we're going to be discussing why certain members of the Weasley family, Molly and Ginny, disliked Fleur. Sure, she was dating and later married Bill Weasley, and it's normal to be protective of your family members, but Molly and Ginny certainly took it to the extreme. Before we dive into it further, I want to mention that most of the Weasleys don't hate Fleur Delacour. The men of the family are actually generally portrayed to have either a neutral or positive perception of her, most likely due to her Veela heritage and striking good looks. Molly and Ginny, on the other hand, weren't so easily impressed. In fact, Ginny went as far as to refer to her as phlegm behind her back, even calling her a cow on one occasion. Here's the thing about Fleur. She was very proud of her heritage, and this comes across in her demeanor to a certain degree. She was also very outspoken. A good example of this was when she visited Hogwarts for the Triwizard Tournament. During her visit, she made a bit of a habit of complaining about the school, constantly comparing it to her own school, Beauxbatons. Fleur showed similar behavior when visiting the Burrow, comparing it to her own home. This type of behavior tends to come across as snobbish, and the Weasley women were certainly quick to pick up on it. As for why Molly and Ginny disliked her, well, there are a myriad of reasons, some fair and others extremely unfair. First, they judged her by her looks, immediately categorizing her to fit the dumb blonde stereotype. Secondly, Fleur was a bit arrogant, which rubbed both Ginny and Molly the wrong way. Next, there is of course the element of motherly love. To Molly, only a perfect woman would be worthy of her Bill, and Molly was still under the impression that her relationship to Bill was largely superficial and physical. Molly simply didn't believe that Fleur was good enough for Bill, but that is primarily because she overlooked all of Fleur's positive traits. On the slightly less grave side, Molly was also irked by Fleur's distaste for her favorite singer, Celestina Warbeck. Ginny didn't like a few things about Fleur. First, Ginny felt that Fleur talked down to her, but this may very well have been justified given how Ginny treated her. Next, Ginny was simply a bit threatened by her. Ginny had a serious crush on Harry for many years, and to her, Fleur, the quarter-veela that has all the men drooling, was just another opponent. Here's the thing though, Fleur was generally nice, and if Molly and Ginny weren't so quick to judge her, then they may have been able to see that side of her, rather than looking at all of her negative traits under a microscope. Was Fleur a bit arrogant? Yeah. But were Molly and Ginny a bit harsh? Definitely. Fortunately, Molly and Ginny did eventually realize their mistake of being too harsh on Fleur. This came after Fleur demonstrated her loyalty to Bill following his debilitating injuries inflicted at the hands of Fenrir Greyback. When Fleur stayed with Bill after his appearance changed as a result of his injuries, it became clear that her relationship with him wasn't just superficial or physical. They truly were compatible. And that's it for this video. If you enjoy the content, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a biscuit, Potter.